Hello and welcome. Veteran Hollywood star Mickey Rooney was variously feisty, defensive, cheeky, a little impatient, and finally kind of apologetic in this rare telephone interview I did with him back in 1981. The chance to chat with Mickey was triggered by his award-winning performance in the TV movie Bill, a touching story about an intellectually disabled man, for which he won a Golden Globe and Primetime Emmy for his performance. Now, Mickey Rooney was an extraordinary and irrepressible star of more than 300 movies, TV shows and stage shows. Born in 1920, his first stage appearance was at 17 months in his parents' vaudeville show, and almost a century later, in 2014, he appeared in Night at the Museum, Secret of the Tomb. His final film was also that year an updated version of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Along the way, he co-starred with some of Hollywood's greatest stars, including Elizabeth Taylor, Judy Garland, Audrey Hepburn, Spencer Tracy and Anthony Quinn, and in his final years opposite Ben Stiller, Robin Williams and Amy Adams. In a colourful life, he was married multiple times. Indeed, Hollywood beauty Ava Gardner was the first of 8 wives. Back in 1981, he agreed to chat to me prior to the screening of Bill in Australia. Mickey was then 61, and as I soon found out, he had strong views about his acting talents, marriages, and religion, among other things.
About the creation of the character. I mean, how did you go about it?
You can't really talk to me about that because there's no such thing. There really is no such thing as the creation of the character.
Well, and then what, you just assumed? I mean, you had to work on the speech and...
I just did it the way Mickey Rooney would do it.
So what you're saying is that it just came absolutely easily to you. There was no...
I'm an actor.
True.
They hired me. That's what I did.
True, but often when people have to play certain characters, and particularly when they're based on life and they're not perhaps normal, then quite often actors do a little bit of research or go and talk to people and so on.
I've never heard of that type of actor. I've never run amok of any actors that have to do that.
Really?
If you're an actor, you know what you're doing.
Right.
I don't know anything about research. I think I can understand physics or penicillin or being a doctor and doing some research, but acting I don't understand about a characterization.
Right.
You have to innately have it or you don't have it.
Right. I appreciate that, but I just thought perhaps there might have been a story in...
No, I didn't do any research on it.
Right. So when in fact did you meet Bill, the real Bill?
About 2.5 years ago.
That was after you'd actually made the film?
Huh? When did I what?
Did you actually meet Bill after you'd actually...
Oh, no, I met him during the filming of Bill 1.
So what sort of a person is he? How different is he from you?
He is now dead, but he was a very, very lovely man. Very lovely human being.
Could you be a little bit more specific about it?
Well, you can't be too specific about Bill. You asked me what kind of a person he was, and I just told you.
Yeah.
That's all I can tell you about Bill. He had spent many years in an institution. His friend Barry got him out.
Right. I thought Dennis Quaid was very natural working with... Sorry?
Wasn't he good, Dennis Quaid?
He was any good?
Dennis Quaid good.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was excellent.
Yeah. I've seen him in a couple of things down here, a couple of movies, which...
Yeah, he's a very nice fellow.
You obviously had a good rapport on the set.
Oh, yeah, we have a good rapport with everybody we work with.
Right. Mickey, where are you living now?
Where am I living now?
Well, when you go back to Los Angeles, where do you live in Los Angeles?
I live on the way to Santa Barbara.
Right.
I live in North Ranch.
Right. So...
And I haven't been back there in about 8 or 9 months, and I'm getting very worried for it.
Right.
But I guess everything is so so beautiful down there in Sydney. My wife wants to go so badly down there, Jan, that we're going to come down there one day.
Well, that'd be great. We'd love to see you. There you go.
Yeah, we'd love to come down there. It's the old hotel that I used to work at years ago down there.
The Chevron?
Sydney. What is the big hotel?
The Chevron?
Yeah, it's the Chevron Hilton.
Right.
Is that still going?
Yes, it is.
It is?
Yeah.
I'll be darned.
Right.
Yeah, well, it'll be good to see Sydney again once more and see some of those good horse races and see some of your wonderful people. There's nobody like Australia.
Thank you very much. Bill, I'm Mickey at least. I've got to write a fairly lengthy newspaper piece about from this interview. So can I talk to you a little bit about the few years prior to you doing Sugar Babies?
Yeah.
How quiet was
Prior to doing Sugar Babies?
prior to doing Sugar Babies? Yeah.
I've been doing Sugar Babies now. This is going on my 5th year.
Right. Well, I'm talking about the mid 1970s.
Yeah.
Prior to
What about those?
well, I don't know. The impression that we got out here was that they were pretty quiet years for you, and that.
No, I've been working every year. I have I can choose my own type of poverty now, and but things have never been better, and I'm very, very blessed, and I'm very honored with the show. My next show is going to be Maggie and Jigs with Martha Ray.
Oh, really? Are you going to start that in Los Angeles?
I'm doing it for St. Suber. It's a New York show.
Right.
I don't know where we'll open it, whether we open it in San Francisco or L.A. or where we'll open it, but that's my next show that I'm going to do.
Right.
I might bring, I'm going to do a country western thing with Jan and my oldest son, my 38-year-old son, Mickey Jr. We might be coming to Australia. It's called Mickey Rooney and Family.
Oh, really? Is Jan a singer, is she?
Yes, she is, and the best.
And the best.
And the best.
And how certain would that be that you'd come to Australia?
Well, you know, I've got about a year more to go on with this, and
Yeah.
I've got 2 pictures to do after that, and you're saying, when am I...
Well, it's just that you brought it up. That was all. Sorry?
I'm not being facetious. I can't tell you when
No, I know, but I thought you might have had some idea. What are the movies that you're going to be doing?
I'm going to be doing a picture I wrote, which I'm going to direct, called The Picture That Nobody Should See.
That's a good title.
Yes, it is a good title.
What's it about?
Well, you'd have to see that.
Are you going to star in it?
That's the secret of it.
Are you going to star in it?
Yeah, I'm almost like, I'm learning this business pretty good, like Woody Allen. You know, so I can direct and be in my own pictures, too.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know whether you were going to or not.
Yeah, you know, Burt Reynolds and all those people, I mean, I can direct and
Absolutely.
see them at the same time.
Well, I have no doubt about that. What about
I'm going to be directing.
What about the Oscar earlier this year? Was that a surprise?
What?
Was that a surprise to you?
Well, it was until they called and told me that I was going to get it, and then naturally I was elated. I was very honored about getting the Oscar. But the Oscar and the Emmy and everything else, I mean, those are all things in the past. We have to look for new goals now.
Right.
You never stop paying your dues in life, and of course you have to keep going and bouncing back up, you know. Once the race is over, you have to look forward to the next race, the next goal, the next mountain.
Do you? I've often when I've read stories about you, because I host a movie show down here on.
About 80% of the things that you've read about me are untrue.
What's the worst thing that has been said about you that's untrue?
Well, I don't know. There's so many. 80% is pretty good. You can take your shot. You know.
Over the years, do you have any particular regrets about anything at all?
Not a thing. I mean, I've just been delighted to have been lucky enough to be in a business that I love and be surrounded by a lot of wonderful people.
What about...
It takes a lot of people to make somebody somebody.
Certainly does. But that somebody's got to have a lot to go to begin with.
Well, yeah. The fact is that it's all in presentation, you know. It's all in how you present it.
Right.
And, of course, you have to have that family there, which is called the public. And they can make you and they break you. And they're the ones that you must please, and they're the ones that your entire life and allegiance is owed to. But there's no big deal about being in show business. Everybody makes it a big deal. It's a very normal, abnormal business.
But along the way, you've seen it take its toll on quite a few people, and I guess it would be fair to say...
Yes, I've seen it take a lot of my dear friends who were unable to, accept themselves. I think that along the way in your life that you have to find God. And I think that a lot of unfortunates that have passed away recently never sought him out.
Are you a practicing Christian?
Yes, I am.
Uh-huh. Have you always been a practicing Christian?
No, I gave my life to Christ about 16 years ago. I was brought up in Christian Science.
Right. And does that really make a considerable difference? Are you able to stick to it, or do you tend to float away from it sometimes?
Well, I believe there was only one perfect man, and they put nails in his hands. We're all, we all fall down daily. I'm just more aware today, and I think that you asked, is it important? Without it, you're nothing. It's everything. It's your entire being.
Right. I wonder in Christian terms. You've been married 8, 9 times now.
No, I've been married 8 times. You're rushing one.
8. Well, in Christian terms, do you find?
Incidentally, isn't there anybody in Sydney who's been married 7 or 8 times?
I'm sure there are, but nobody quite as well known as or as talented as Mickey Rooney.
Well, it doesn't sell any papers.
Well, I don't know whether that counts or not, but I just wonder, do you perhaps regret? Sorry?
Richard Burton was just married for the umpteenth time.
Oh, true. I'm not. I think that yours.
I think if you stop and think about it, Cary Grant's been married 5 times.
Sure. Oh, look, I think.
There's nothing to be proud of to have been married 8 times, but what are you getting at?
No. I just wonder if when I asked you about the regret thing, and you said I didn't realize then that you'd turned to Christianity or turned back to Christianity about 16.
I've never turned away from Christianity.
Yeah.
I just turned my back on God for a while, and I turned back to Him.
But all I was wondering was whether there are any regrets about. I mean, it's not exactly the norm in Christianity to be married 7 or 8 times.
As I told you, nobody's proud to have done that. If I could have slept with 90 women, I thought it was morally correct to get married. It didn't work out.
That's a good answer.
What was I to have done?
No,
Hang myself? Grow strawberries out of my nose?
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean,
I married ladies.
Please don't get.
10 wonderful children.
How many children?
10. You don't know how many children I have.
Oh, I thought you had 8 actually.
No, I have 10.
Oh.
5 boys and 5 girls.
Great. No, look, don't get me wrong. I've been a great admirer of yours since watching.
Well, that has nothing to do with it. I'm not getting you wrong. I'm just saying that, these are all things that you should know about. My God, that's public domain that I've been married 8 times.
Oh, yeah.
That's my private linen made public.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just when I asked you whether you had any regrets at all,
No, why should I have had any regrets? I've got 10 wonderful children that are my friends that we love and adore and like each other.
That's a
Why
good...
should I have any regrets?
No, I meant only in Christian...
Unfortunately, most of the women that I married never went on to be happy.
Yeah, that's true. I really meant in Christian terms, that was all.
In Christian terms?
Yeah.
I'm certain that I've gotten things straightened with my Father, and we're all sinners in His eyes, and everyone has come short of the glory of God. I've straightened myself out with my Father. I've been forgiven, so I have no problem.
Well, that's great.
I didn't, what did I forget? What did I do that was sinful?
Nothing. No, I'm not accusing you at all. I just asked.
I know that, but I'm saying you say regrets.
Yeah.
My God, why should I have any regrets?
Well,
I didn't leave any of my wives. My wives left me.
Right. Right. And how long have you now been married to Jan?
9 years.
9 years, great. Okay, well, Mickey, look, thank you very much for talking to us.
Oh, look, and don't think because of this long conversation that you're getting the wrong attitude about this. It is, I'm delighted to have talked with you, and the only thing is that, when you're out talking about Bill, you can't say it in a capsule form, and as far as Christianity, you can't give an answer to that in a capsule form. The only thing you can do is try to be as explicit as possible, umpteen thousands of miles away, half around the globe.
I appreciate that, absolutely.
Well, I certainly look forward to meeting you when we come there.
Thank you very much, and thank you again.
Have a nice day.
Okay, and all the very best.
Mickey passed away in April 2014 from natural causes. He was 93. His 89-year career in cinema is a record, and he leaves behind an extraordinary legacy of performances from the silent era right up to the digital world of today, from song and dance and comedy to straight-out drama. Truly a remarkable talent.